Just when the Bucks needed a boost, Gary Trent Jr., Johnny on the spot tonight. He had the feeling, 9 of 12 from the great beyond for a postseason career high, 37 points as he tied Ray Allen's postseason franchise record for threes made in a game. More importantly, the Bucks are in the series now down 2-1. Welcome in. It's Playoff Central Live presented by State Farm. Matt Weiner, Isaiah Thomas, Jalen Rose with us tonight. Sometimes the questions I turn and ask are complex and difficult to answer, and difficult to analyze.
Set up now.
Other times I look to the two of you and say, Gary Trent Jr.
Yes, and 9 of 12 from the three-point line. I mean, Doc put him in the lineup, knew that they needed offense, and not only did he deliver, but he delivered in a big way, and that's exactly what they needed. And when you look at him, you can see that he's shot ready. Ball's through to him in the corner, he knocks it down. Right here, double team comes, he gets behind the ball, spot up, whap. Again, being shot ready to go. You can see he's running at half court. He knows he's open. He's ready. Shot again, knock down the three. And this is all you're going to see. You're going to see three-point shots taken here because they're double teaming Giannis. Giannis is drawing so much attention. And now Trent is just sliding over. And these are really practice shots. These are shots that he shoots every day, warming up, double team, another one. Wow. That was the difference in the game, particularly in the third quarter. And Jalen called for it. He said that, Milwaukee's got to do something different and produce some offense. And in the third quarter, they were able to do it, 39-18.
And also the adjustment is to get Trent more shots, as you guys mentioned. He made 9 threes, but also Green, who made 4. Both of those guys combined made 13 of the 15.
How sustainable is this? You can't ask Gary Trent Jr. to score 37 every night.
I don't believe it's sustainable, but Gary Trent is a knockdown shooter.
He's a scorer.
Leave him open.
He's a scorer, yeah.
He's going to make shots. But if the Bucks are going to win this series, it got to be with their big-name guys. Giannis showed up. It's going to have to be Dame Lillard. They're going to have to get something out of Kyle Kuzma. Portis did give him double-figure scoring, but it's going to take multiple efforts by multiple people if they're going to actually win this series versus the Pacers.
Yeah, and I think with Milwaukee, the key is Lopez, right? He doesn't have the foot speed anymore to keep up with Indiana's fast-paced offense right now. So Doc's going to have to make a decision, which he made tonight. He's going to lessen Lopez's minutes. He'll get some more players in there who can keep up with the Pacers lineup.
And it's not like the Pacers are going to post up, so you don't necessarily need the huge body. Miles Turner took 6 of his 9 shots from three-point range.
It's about speed right now for Milwaukee. Can they match Indiana's speed moving forward? And I think if they make the adjustments that they made tonight, they got a good opportunity to do that, particularly at home, because you run faster, shoot straighter, and have more energy at home.
Jericho Sims is their primary backup big, but it might just be that Doc chooses to go small for most of these games.
I think you go small. Maybe consider putting Bobby Portis in the starting lineup, for example, because he'll be a guy that's kind of switchable out on the perimeter versus an Indiana team. And when you look at the Pacers, Miles Turner, he was 1 for 9. Mm-hmm. I'm curious to see if they're going to find ways to get Mathurin more minutes. To me, he's like a player that if Indiana wants to make a long run, I know what I'm going to get from Pascal. Miles Turner is a veteran, Halliburton at the point. I know what I'm going to get from those guys, but to me, he's a wild card. Mm-hmm. They got to find more minutes, more shots, and more opportunities for him.
Siakam was terrific. He had 28. Aaron Nesmith knocked down 4 threes after a career-best shooting season from three-point range. The 14 turnovers for 22 points did hurt the Pacers, more live ball turnovers, because they did rack up 32 assists. The way their offense works, they pass more than any team in the playoffs so far. It is a different challenge for Milwaukee, but if they're going to force a few turnovers, that makes for easy baskets for the Bucks, and their offense looks a lot better.
Absolutely. Indiana's as good as they get as pass, moving, cutting. Like if the ball's in your hand for longer than 2 seconds, then you got to get rid of it or make a play. So they're one of the best teams at doing that. But for Milwaukee, again, as we talked about, they're starting 2 7-footers. When you're starting Lopez, you're starting Giannis. I think you got to consider now to go a little bit smaller, be a lot more switchable out on the perimeter, especially since he wasn't the fastest guy already.
Yeah.
He definitely lost a step.
Yeah. And Indiana depends on your defense breaking down. 4 or 5 passes, they believe that they're going to get a good shot. They make you move. They depend on you to make a defensive mistake. And Milwaukee was disciplined tonight where they didn't make many defensive errors. They didn't have many lapses. And consequently, Indiana struggled, particularly in that third quarter, to score.
By the way, Trent also had 4 steals, and I mentioned Dame struggled from the field. He made some defensive plays tonight. He's not known as a defender. He had a couple of blocks. He had a steal or 2 at least. All you can ask for is effort on that end of the floor if you're not going to hit shots, and he was not hitting shots tonight. I mentioned Orlando earlier tonight. They held on against Boston to get back in that series. Banchero, Wagner combined for 61 of their 95 points as they hold off the Celtics, who are without Drew Holiday tonight. 95-93. Here's Wagner afterward.
Franz, what pleased you most about your team's performance tonight and the ability to get the win at home?
I thought our defense, especially in the third, that basically won us the game. Getting them off the line and not fouling then and then getting the rebound.
Franz, how difficult was what you did tonight on both ends of the court, and how were you able to find a way down the stretch to lift your team in those last 2 layups?
Yeah, obviously they're a really good team. I thought our effort was great all night again. I thought we didn't, start the first half great and then ended it pretty bad too. And, showed a lot of poise in that third to, hold a really good team to 11 points.
Talk a little bit more about that third quarter. It's been a struggle throughout the series so far to come out after the way you guys struggled to end the second quarter and put the clamps on defensively. What does that say about this team's resilience and focus in this kind of a game and in this series?
Yeah, I thought we showed a lot of character. Stuck together in that third, and then found a way to win the game.
Paolo, how would you best describe the performance that Franz had tonight?
I would say really gutsy. He was locked in from start to finish on both sides of the ball. It was just being ultra aggressive on both sides of the floor.
Paolo, how proud do you feel of the way that the team fought tonight under playoffs pressure? And for Franz, going to the locker room on that second half, and what was the mindset coming back from the halftime to came back aggressively and be out with a W tonight?
I would say I'm definitely proud of the team. We knew coming back down 2-0, we was going to have to, do whatever we could to get this game and give ourselves a chance to tie it up 2-2. So just proud of,
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you liked the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we noticed that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.